Gervonta Tank Davis has a big hill to climb, according to sources out there on YouTube and Twitter, talking about his fight with Frank Martin and insinuating that it is going to be a failure. Because in order for it not to be, it has to do something amazing. Let's talk about that in this video. Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez both make claims that they are the face of boxing. There are other fighters that claim that they're the face of boxing as well for other reasons. And conversation is going on about the proposed fight or the rumored fight between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin and what Gervonta Davis needs to do in order to secure the face of boxing. And speculation that there is very little chance that he will be able to do that. I am going to talk about that in this video and the standard that is being used to judge Gervonta Davis. And we'll discuss whether that is not a little bit loaded. Before I get into it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. It really makes a big difference to the channel. Get my little sip of coffee. All right, so here's the proposition that Gervonta Davis had a $1.2 million pay-per-view sales against Ryan Garcia. After that, he said that he was the face of boxing. Actually, he said he was the face of boxing before that. He has a fight coming up with Frank Martin. People speculate that in order for Gervonta Davis to be the face of boxing, he has to do, or at least it's implied, the same numbers that he did against or close to or past the numbers that he got with with Ryan Garcia in their pay-per-view. He has to do that with Frank Martin. Otherwise, it's not the face of boxing or it's not a success. Now, most of this conversation is coming from the corners of YouTube, the corners of Twitter, where you have a lot of anti-Gervonta Davis sentiment. People that don't like who he fights, people that don't like him, or think that he is a good fighter, but he's not fighting the people we want to see. He's with the PBC. The PBC's going broke. All of that type of stuff. That's what the kind of corners that is coming out of. But I wanted to address this because I think this is a particular one is something that people can learn and something that where information really can be valuable information can be shared to boxing fans that are interested in these type of subjects. First of all, not every pay-per-view is going to be a person's best pay-per-view. It's not going to happen for anybody. It's never happened for anybody. If you look at Muhammad Ali, for example, Muhammad Ali's biggest fight at a point in time was the first fight with Joe Frazier. The fight that he had after that, there were several fights after that. They were not as big as that fight. Doesn't mean that wasn't the face of boxing, because he fought Joe Frazier, did really, really big numbers. And I can't remember off the top of my head who the next few guys that he fought, but just say he fought Ellis and Jimmy Ellis, and he beat Jimmy Ellis, but the numbers didn't do as well as when he fought Joe Frazier, right? Probably the best example of this is when Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Manny Pacquiao and set a pay-per-view record, a modern, a pay-per-view where people can buy it in their house record. The next fight against Andre Berto didn't do anywhere near what the Manny Pacquiao fight did. Does that mean that Floyd was not the face of boxing, or that Floyd was no longer the biggest draw in boxing? You're always going to need two people in a fight to make a fight. Always. And then what did Floyd do after that? Numbers went way back up when he fought Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's numbers never did that before that or after that. Manny Pacquiao's numbers had never done what he did with Floyd before that or after that. A boxing match is between two people. So you're going to have ups and downs. So what is the question? For me, the question is this: whether or not you have the ability to sell a million pay-per-views. Whether or not it is possible that if I put you on the card with someone else, that it can do those big numbers. Now, whoever I match up with you with also needs to be somebody that people really want to see you fight. They can pull in, a large number of boxing fans to watch that particular fight. But are you key to that big fight taking place? In the case of Floyd Mayweather Jr., it's obvious that he is. That he was. Probably still is. Because he had the biggest pay-per-view Oscar ever had was with Floyd. Biggest pay-per-view Manny Pacquiao ever had was with Floyd. Biggest pay-per-view Canelo Alvarez had was with Floyd. Biggest pay-per-view Conor McGregor ever had was with Floyd. So you know that you can match Floyd with somebody and draw in a lot of attention. So the question is, who do you match him up with and how much attention will you get? That's the situation with Gervonta. If you match up Gervonta with guy number A, it will do big numbers, right? Say Ryan Garcia. Man, that lightning in the bottle, boom, goes to 1.2 million pay-per-views. The next one he do may go down to 300,000. It may go down to 400,000, whatever. That is not a reflection on a loss of marketability for Gervonta necessarily, especially coming off of a win. It could just be the interest. They could be the relative interest of the person that he's fighting. So I expect the numbers to come down for Frank Martin. But that doesn't speak really about Gervonta Davis and whether or not Gervonta Davis is what his drawing power is, because it's gonna be, for the lack of a better term, a naked draw. It's just gonna be Gervonta Davis, just like it was just Gervonta Davis when he fought guys like Leo Santa Cruz and he fought guys like Hector Garcia. The question is, how many people are gonna do the numbers that Gervonta Davis is gonna do without a name opponent? Very, very few. You can name them on one hand. You can probably name them on three fingers, right? The people that are going to do those type of numbers, honestly do those numbers. And I'm not talking about somebody in Saudi Arabia just cutting a big check out of the military budget. I'm not talking about that. That's imitation. That's imitation big. That's, okay, well, we're going to promote how much these guys got paid out of the Saudi Arabian military budget. Nah, man, no. That, you know what I mean? That's what you call sports washing. But anyway, I just wanted to be very clear about this, man. There are people going to be trying to lay down on Gervonta and the PBC if he doesn't do the same numbers or close to the same numbers that he did against Ryan Garcia. That's a setup argument because you already know that's going to be the case. But that's the case with everybody. Canelo Alvarez hasn't done 2 million pay-per-views since he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. He hasn't done a million pay-per-views since he fought Gennady Golovkin. And I don't think he did a million pay-per-views the first time with Gennady Golovkin. But whatever, he hasn't done it. If they said he did it the second time, he hasn't done it since then. And that was years ago. And nobody's claiming that this man is still not a very, very big draw. The question is who are you going to match up with Canelo that's going to get you over the top like that? It may be Benavidez, but still, Canelo's still the man. Anyway, that's my take on that. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.